y'all doing? This your girl, Miss Irie B. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click that notification bell. Also, leave a thumbs up if you're feeling me. Thumbs down if you're not. And leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking about this review. And get at me on Twitter. So, you guys, I am here to give you a review for Cherish today. Season 1, Episode 7, Synopsis. And this is where Evan and Gently are going to counseling. They're testing out a couple of counselors, and they go to 3 different counselors. And with this episode, they've been together, according to Evan, 2 years marriage, 3 months probably dating. And when I tell you guys, I feel so sorry for Evan. And I really hate to say, dang, I think Althea must have been right. Lord have mercy. But y'all, let me tell y'all something. In this episode, I do like the fact that they went to different counselors, and each counselor, it was 2 men and 1 lady, and each of the counselors had them to speak to each other and try to talk to each other. And in this episode, we learned a lot of what has happened since the last episode. The last episode, which was Nemesis, gave us they showed us that there was going to be trouble in paradise for them, and it actually is, and it's very, very telling. I have to say, Gently, girl, you really make it hard for somebody to love you. You do not know how to depend on no one emotionally. And I get it. Trust me, I get it. But baby girl, you make it really hard for somebody to love you. And I don't know if that's because the one person that you thought should love you doesn't really love you, and that's your mother. And I don't know if that's where all of this is coming from for you, but it is very unfortunate. Evan, on the other hand, I think he tries to understand, but he doesn't. We learned in this episode that Evan lost his company, and he also threw his homeboy under the bus. And his homeboy, and I was like, damn. Because also, you'll notice, honey, he wasn't pushing that Tesla no more. He was pushing it out. And now, don't get me wrong, they both good cars, you feel me? I wished I had one of them, you feel me? But it's very, very telling, and I felt so bad for Evan. And he's trying to make it work, and he's like, we don't have to struggle for money, but it's the loss of his company, something that he worked so hard for. He lost it. Gently, on the other hand, her podcast is taking off with Miss Luma, and she is doing her thing. Now, how does Evan know it's the #1 podcast, Gently? How would he know? And Gently just feels like Evan doesn't give her that same energy that he required for her when Evan was trying to do this business deal last episode. And he wants Gently to like, baby, it's about me, we get to you, da 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 da. But Gently is not getting that back from Evan. But when I tell y'all, this episode was crazy. So the first counselor, very respectable man, nice office, honey. You know, the offices always be nice. He had them to, go back and like, how did y'all meet? What brought y'all together? What wasn't it? Each of them had different answers. Neither one of them was on the same page. And it was just very awkward and odd. And they couldn't tell each other they loved it. And see, Gently got this body language about her, honey, that I cannot freaking stand. And it's so telling. And I be like, girl, for real. No, don't do that, sis. Don't do that. But it just really hurt my heart, this episode. So the first counselor was okay. He worked with them. He was like, you guys talk to each other. Don't talk to me. Don't tell me. You guys talk to each other and be honest with each other, and let you guys, let the other one know how they feel and be honest. And every time Evan tried to be like, well, I do this, Jim was like, you don't do that. You don't do that. And that she did that with each one of the counselors. No, you don't do this to me. You don't do. And I'm like, well, damn, Gently. She makes it so hard for somebody to love her. It's crazy. So the second counselor, honey, Tasha Mack Regina from the Steve Harvey, I don't even know. Steve Harvey show. She, honey, Tasha Mack Regina from the Steve Harvey show. 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 Steve Harvey she up there counseling. She giving me this like, let's drink on some good tea and all that good stuff. She was giving me them type of vibes, and I was like, girl, no. But she was real good with it, and I really appreciated that for her. And I will say this. At first, Evan wasn't feeling her because she was a Miss Luma recommendation. And, you know, the way her and Jenny was like, girl, sister girl, yeah. Evan was like, oh, God, we defeating the purpose here. Like, this is not what I signed up for. This is not what's happening. But it actually turned out to be a good session. Do I wish that they would go with her? No, not necessarily. I think... Not necessarily. But she did give them a great session, and she did commend them on trying counselors out, because even with any type of therapy or whatever it is you're trying to do for the betterment of yourself, you just can't go with one. Try people out. People give you different vibes and all that type of stuff. Like, I ain't gonna lie. One of my therapists, I felt like, hell, she was my counselor, and I was listening to her, because we mainly talking about shopping and shoes and stuff. So you're the child, we wasn't gonna do good. So anyway, the third counselor, for some odd reason, he reminded me of the counselor that was counseling Jamal on Empire. Correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, down in the comments. But he was outdoors. He was like one with the earth, or not necessarily one with the earth. Not nor so like how the second counselor, Regina, was. But he was just like out, and they was talking, and they got comfortable. They was sitting Indian style. It was outside. You could be one with the earth, feel the breeze and all that good jazz. He turned around, honey, and I was like, okay. He had them doing activities. They didn't want to do it at first, and he had them to do this thing where they would hold their heads against one another or something like that. Gently, as big as your head was, you couldn't stand the pain, so they couldn't do it. So, and they kept bumping heads a lot in this session right here. I think the guy brought a lot of whatever it is inside of Jenny, and he brought that a lot to the forefront. So he had this last thing for them to do, to hold hands. And when I tell y'all, it was at this moment where we realized that their marriage was over. And a lot of people on Twitter was like, well, maybe, they better off as lovers. They should have never got married. Do I think Evan rushed too quick? Yeah. Do I really hate to say, damn, Evan, your mama really kind of called it. She knew it wasn't for you. But sometimes you can't help who you love. And that's on everything. You can't help who you love. But y'all, I just felt real bad for them. And next week is the finale of this particular couple here. And y'all, it's going to hurt my heart. I was crying this episode. I'm probably going to be crying next week. Look here, let me tell y'all something. Therapy takes work. Marriage takes work. You are no longer dealing on what your thoughts and opinion are. You ain't no goddamn gonna bad it to the other person you want to be. But it takes work. It takes commitment, y'all. And you got to work for it. If you want it bad enough, you got to work for it. But that's pretty much it. Y'all, make sure y'all follow me on Twitter, Instagram. All that information is coming up next. And yeah, that was pretty much it, y'all. I'm so Jenny got on my goddamn nerves this whole little series. But I see a lot of me in Gently. That's why it's hurting so hard. I'm rooting for you, Evan, but I see a lot of me in Gently. A lot of Gently in me, and it hurts. So, yeah. Like I said, again, in the beginning of the video, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And deuces. I'm going to check y'all out next Tuesday, 9 o'clock. Y'all know where I'll be over there in Twitterland. Holla.